Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Chat podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Mark. We're really glad you're here with us again. Today we're talking about something that quietly stops a lot of people from improving their English.
Yeah, and most learners don't even realize they're doing it. They think the problem is vocabulary or grammar, but actually, it's a habit.
Exactly. And one of the biggest habits people need to stop is overthinking before they speak.
So many learners wait until the sentence sounds perfect in their head, and by the time they feel ready, the moment to speak is already gone.
Real conversations don't give you time to prepare. People speak, react, change their sentences in the middle. That's normal English.
And the goal isn't to sound perfect. The goal is to communicate. Even simple, broken English can communicate a message.
Another thing people need to stop doing is translating every word from their own language.
That habit slows you down so much. Your brain is working twice as hard, and speaking becomes stressful instead of natural.
When you translate, you're always one step behind the conversation.
It's much better to think in short English phrases, even if they're not perfect.
And then there's fear. Fear of mistakes, fear of sounding stupid, fear of being judged.
That fear keeps people silent, and silence doesn't help you improve.
Mistakes are not failure, they're feedback.
Exactly. Every mistake teaches you something, but only if you allow yourself to speak.
Another thing learners should stop doing is waiting until they feel confident.
Confidence doesn't come before speaking. It comes because you speak.
You don't need advanced English to start talking. You need talking to get advanced English.
And honestly, even native speakers don't speak perfectly all the time.
They pause, they change sentences, they correct themselves, and nobody cares.
So maybe the real question is not, how can I speak perfect English? But something else.
Yeah, maybe the better question is, how can I speak English even when it feels uncomfortable? Because that uncomfortable feeling is usually a sign that you're actually learning.
Exactly. Comfort is nice, but comfort doesn't create progress. The moment you step slightly outside your comfort zone, that's where improvement starts to happen.
And that doesn't mean forcing yourself into difficult conversations right away. Sometimes it's just saying one short sentence instead of staying silent.
Or answering a question even if your answer is simple. You don't need long, perfect sentences to be part of a conversation.
Right. And another thing people should stop doing is comparing themselves to others.
Oh yes, that one is dangerous. You see someone speaking fluently and you think, I'll never speak like that.
But you don't see their journey. You don't see how many mistakes they made or how long it took them to get there.
Everyone starts somewhere. Comparing yourself only steals your motivation.
A better habit is comparing yourself to who you were last month, or even last week.
And noticing small improvements, like speaking a little faster or feeling less nervous than before.
Those small changes matter a lot more than people think.
Another thing learners often do is avoid speaking because they think their accent is bad.
Yeah, but having an accent is normal. It means you speak more than one language.
An accent is not a problem. Not being understood is the only real problem, and that improves with practice.
And honestly, Most people don't care about your accent at all. They care about understanding your message.
So instead of hiding your English, it's better to use it, even if it's imperfect.
Because every time you speak, your brain is training itself to think faster in English.
And that's how speaking slowly turns into speaking naturally.
So if someone listening right now feels stuck, maybe the first step isn't learning more grammar.
Maybe it's letting go of one bad habit that's holding them back.
Yeah, and once you stop doing that one thing, everything else starts to feel a little easier. Speaking doesn't feel like such a heavy task anymore.
And you start to realize that English isn't something you perform for people. It's just a tool you use to connect, to share ideas, to be part of a moment.
Exactly. And when you remove that pressure of, I must sound perfect, you give yourself permission to actually speak.
That permission is so important. A lot of learners are very hard on themselves, much harder than they would ever be on someone else.
Right. If a friend was learning your language and made mistakes, you wouldn't judge them. You'd probably encourage them.
So it makes sense to treat yourself the same way. Be patient, be kind, and allow mistakes to happen.
Another habit people should stop doing is stopping mid-sentence because they think they made a mistake.
Yes, that happens a lot. People freeze and say nothing, even though the listener already understands them.
But in real conversations, people correct themselves all the time. You can just continue or rephrase.
And usually, nobody even notices. Or if they do, they don't care.
The important thing is to keep the conversation moving.
And the more you keep going, the more natural your speaking rhythm becomes.
So instead of stopping, try finishing your thought, even if it's not perfect.
Because communication is about the message, not the grammar.
And once that idea really sinks in, something shifts in your mindset.
You start focusing less on rules and more on expressing yourself.
And that's usually the moment when people suddenly feel like, oh, I can actually speak English.
Yeah, it's not magic. It's just a change in how you approach it.
So if someone listening feels like they've been stuck at the same level for a long time,
Maybe it's not because they're not good enough.
maybe it's because they've been holding themselves back without realizing it.
And letting go of that habit could be the real beginning.
Which brings us to something really important. Progress in English doesn't come from doing more. It often comes from doing less of the wrong things.
Yes. When you stop overthinking, stop translating every word, and stop being afraid of mistakes, you create space for real speaking to happen.
And once that space is there, English starts to feel lighter. You don't feel stuck in your head all the time.
You start responding instead of preparing. You start speaking instead of waiting.
And little by little, that changes everything.
So if you're listening right now and you feel frustrated, just know that you're not broken and you're not bad at English.
You're probably just holding on to habits that no longer help you.
Letting go of them won't make your English worse. It will actually set it free.
And remember, speaking English is a journey, not a performance.
Every conversation counts. Every sentence helps, even the imperfect ones.
So next time you want to speak, don't stop yourself.
Say it, try it, let it come out.
Because that's how real progress happens.
and we'll keep having these conversations together.
Right here on the English Chat Podcast.
Thanks for listening.
We'll talk to you again very soon.